There are lots of low investment franchises out there. What I want to make clear is that money buys time. Sometimes risk-averse candidates are looking to mitigate the risk of starting a franchise business by looking at low investment opportunities. And there are low investment franchises out there, but as the franchise consultant, it's my job to educate a candidate on what money buys. Because sometimes what they're trying to accomplish by investing in a low investment opportunity isn't really what they're going to accomplish if they actually do it. So how would I define a low investment opportunity in a franchise? I would define that as an investment of under $100,000. The key definition of a low investment franchise is that it will have really low fixed expenses. It will probably be a business that starts from home. So for many people, this starts to tell a story that they really like. Until, dun, 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 I tell them that working from home doesn't mean you're working from home. What it means is you don't have to take on the overhead of a location because you are mobile, because you're going out and finding your customers where they are. So what does that imply? That this is a sales-driven organization. So this is where the plot thickens. So when you say you want to invest in a low investment opportunity, what you're saying to me is, I want to be in sales. But that's typically not what the candidate actually ever wants. I very rarely meet people who are like, oh yeah, Kim, I want to go out and cold call and I want to be prospecting every day and I want to be hustling every day. And then I'm like, hey, why don't you want to do those things? That's what I do every day. That's how I found you after all, right? But I get it. Most people, when they think about building a business, they don't want to be that center of influence. They don't want to be out driving that activity, at least forever, as that full-time salesperson, although some people do. And those people can own and operate low investment opportunities. So a low investment opportunity means that you are working from home, but that doesn't mean you're working from home. It means that you are mobile, going out and finding your customers where they are in their business or in their home. So think like a real estate agent, or think like a financial planner, or think about any business to business service that's out there. A business isn't going to buy from advertising. A business is going to buy from a salesperson, a vendor who comes in and says, hey, Mr. Business Owner, you have a problem. I have a solution. How do we do this? You build a relationship, right? That's B2B sales. And these are the opportunities that typically are going to be found in that low investment category. Now, let's talk about network marketing for a minute. So most people have a horrible view of network marketing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with network marketing. In fact, the people who are consistent and persistent with network marketing go on to build multi-million-dollar organizations. There's only a small percentage of people who actually build those big organizations in network marketing. And that's why network marketing kind of gets a bad rap, because people feel like it's a scam. But it's not a scam. The reason that network marketing doesn't typically work for the average person who invests in it is because it's a really low investment. So a lot of people can raise their hand, right? So the lower the investment, the more people can raise their hand and say, I can afford to do that. But how many people leave their corporate job to go start that network marketing business? Like nobody. In fact, I think they even pitch it to people that you should keep your full-time job and do this as a part-time business until it can afford you. And I'm not telling you not to do anything other than that. I'm just explaining it for the purposes of this video. Why network marketing gets an unfair bad rap. All right, so you have a lot of people who say yes because it's a low investment, people who keep their full-time job and try to do this at night and on the weekends. But this opportunity requires a full-time driver to go find people that want to buy the product and then sell the dream to other people who want to build a business. That's how network marketing organizations are built. So because people are only giving it part-time hours, what happens is you get a less than part-time result. And people never end up leaving their job to go do this full-time because they can't figure out how to make enough money at it, and ultimately they quit. But it's not necessarily a function of network marketing that people aren't making a lot of money. It's a function of the time commitment that the owners are putting in or are not putting in to build the business. Well, the same is going to be true in a low investment franchise opportunity. It's always going to be a trade-off of money for time. So if you don't want to put in a lot of money, guess what you do have to put in? A lot of time. So low investment, home-based franchise opportunities require a full-time owner who is focused on driving sales. Now, in franchising, a lot of the businesses in this category are not businesses that you or I would even know about. They're not big consumer brands. They don't need to be, because the customer who's doing business with this franchisee gets to know, like, and trust the franchisee or the salesperson who's coming in and helping that business owner solve their problem. So, for example, in franchising, we have staffing companies. So an owner is going out, meeting a business owner who has temporary staffing needs and selling them on the benefits of using this staffing service. Now, on this note, let me stop right here and tell you that the level of investment going into the business does not correlate to the potential to earn money. As I've already explained in network marketing, you may have heard stories, I definitely know stories of people who have built multi-million-dollar organizations who started out as an independent consultant with a $2,000 investment or whatever in that network marketing company. Well, I also know in franchising people who put under $100,000 into businesses who go on to build multi-million-dollar organizations. So the level of investment going in does not correlate to the potential to earn money. In fact, I might say that these low investment franchises where you are awarded a territory, it's going to feel more like unlimited earning potential, because the number of customers that you need to build a massive business relative to the number of potential customers that you have access to in that territory, the disparity between the two is so big that you could keep growing and growing and growing. And this territory is not a stagnant thing. During the course of running your business, some of the businesses will go out, but then new businesses will come in. So it is a myth that the amount of money going in has any correlation with the potential to earn money. However, the reason these low investment opportunities get the reputation sometimes as being a scam is not because they are a scam, but it's because with a lower investment, more people can raise their hand and say yes to the opportunity. But we need people who can go out and drive sales consistently. That's going to be the number one determining factor to success in these businesses. So now let's compare these low investment opportunities that are sales driven to an investment that's slightly higher, maybe $50,000 or so higher, but it comes with a proven marketing plan that's created by the franchisor. So the marketing plan allows the franchisee to spend money in their community, getting the phone to ring, and then having a warm lead who says, I got your direct mail piece. I found you on a Google search. I think I'm interested. Tell me more. And now you have a warm lead that you get to build a relationship and sell them on your product or service. So right away, by putting in a little bit more money, for most people, you're looking at a business that feels a lot more comfortable in terms of the skill set and even the energy that's required by the owner to build this thing and make it successful. And then when we get to real estate-based opportunities, what you really get when you invest in the real estate for a franchise, you get your time back. As I said earlier, it's always a trade-off of money for time. So when you have that dedicated location that's drawing people into you, What that location is doing is really taking the place of the sales, right? That's oversimplified, but by opening your doors, you are now reacting to the people coming into your location because they want that product or service and it's convenient to where they are, as opposed to a marketing-based business or a sales-based business that needs an owner to go out and to drive all of that activity. So when we're looking at a real estate-based business, which comes with a bigger price tag because you've got to construct the space and you've got the fixed expense now of having rent and then the marketing on top of that, this is where an owner can come in as a semi-absentee owner, maybe keeping that full-time job, putting a manager in place to manage the day-to-day operation of the franchise, thereby allowing the owner to be the CEO working on the business while the manager and the team of employees work in the business. But you have to pay for that infrastructure. But what you're paying for is to get your time back. So what I want to make clear is that money buys time. So there are lots of low investment franchises out there. But these low investment franchise opportunities need you, the owner, to be full-time. You don't have to be an experienced sales professional to raise your hand and say yes to the opportunity, but you do have to want to grow into becoming a great salesperson if you want to be successful in that operation. You don't have to sign up to be the salesperson forever, but a lot of the people who end up saying yes to these types of businesses are people who maybe they've managed a lot of people in corporate America and they tell me they're done with that. They want to be the sole practitioner in their business. They want to be the center of influence in their business. They don't want to have brick and mortar, fixed location, and lots of employees. They want a business that relies on them. This whole conversation really comes back to why the Daly Coach has a business in the first place. How do you know what role an owner is required to play in a particular kind of business that you are looking at? You may not know, but I know. This is what I do for people. When you come to me with the dream to own a business, we are going to sit down and slow down, and we're going to talk about the vision that you have for your life. We're going to talk about the skills that you have and the skills that you want to use. Because sometimes I hear experienced salespeople say, yeah, I have those skills, but I don't want to use those skills, which is always baffling because now you get to go use it for yourself and for your own return. But I get it. Sometimes you're just burnt out and you don't want all that pressure. You don't want the business riding on you. You want more freedom and flexibility to be that CEO. But if you are saying those things, the trade-off is a bigger investment. So when you're coming to me and we're outlining your vision and we're talking about the skills that you have, I'm going to go use the criteria that we've built together and I'm going to match the franchise opportunities to you. You don't have to worry about what's the right franchise for you. You don't even have to worry about what's the right level of investment. Because, you know, in this whole conversation today, I haven't said one thing about financing. So there's financing available. You don't have to use cash to invest in your franchise, nor do you have to feel limited like you might not be able to afford a specific kind of business. And even beyond all of that, what about the ROI? Because sometimes people assume that if they put in a lower amount of money and they're mitigating the risk, number one, they assume that they can't make a lot of money. It's a stepping stone business. I've already debunked that myth. But they're also assuming that if they're putting in more money, they can make more money. In a franchise, the wealth is always going to be created through the scale. So sometimes we're able to scale a business through people, other times through equipment and people, and then sometimes through real estate. But in all, again, it's my job to help you figure out what the right types of franchises are for you and understanding what you're trying to achieve through the business. So don't try to figure it out on your own. Don't limit your potential or think that you can only put $50,000 into a business because you're risk averse or because that's all the cash that you have. Give the Daly Coach an opportunity to help you, at least educate you about what your money buys. Because money buys time and a few other things that I haven't mentioned here today. If this conversation intrigues you and you are ready to begin your investigation to find the franchise of your dreams, not just the one that you can afford, but the one that's going to match to the skills that you have, that you're going to wake up feeling empowered to go do every day and confident to go do, I want to be your daily coach. Please leave a comment below or reach directly out to the Daily Coach. If you found this information to be helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see more videos just like this one.